Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Rina Obasi. On the news, INEC declares Bola Ahmed Tinubu president-elect in the 2023 presidential election.
That Tinubu Bola Ahmed of the APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner.
National Assembly resumes plenary after 4 weeks of election break. Plus, correspondent examines issues before lawmakers in the 10th National Assembly. INEC has declared Ahmed Bola Tinubu of the APC as the president-elect after scoring the highest votes in the February 25, 2023 presidential election. Mio Ogidi was at the National Collation Center, Abuja, and now reports.
Summary of results from the states.
Commitment and resilience saw Nigeria through at the International Conference Center, Abuja, for 3 days. INEC midwifing the 7th presidential election in the Fourth Republic.
For the cancellation.
Overvoting, sir.
From Sunday to Wednesday, results trickled in from the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, keeping the nation in suspense. Some persons guessing and making permutations of who will win the race among the 18 candidates. Imo State was the last to be collated at about 12:30 a.m. March 1st, 2023. 24.9 million voters participated. Then the Chief Returning Officer and INEC Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, displayed the blank result sheet before stakeholders, then called his team, aggregating the votes from the states, while observers, party agents and journalists take a little refreshment. At about 4:45 a.m. Wednesday, the long-awaited moment of delivery arrived.
That Tinubu Bola Ahmed of the APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Thank you.
Party agents called to endorse the results. Then celebrations followed.
Bola, on your mandate, we shall stand. And you can see people are rejoicing, and we are rejoicing, and we are happy. Congratulations to Tinubu. Congratulations to APC. Congratulations to all Nigerians.
It's been a long walk for all the political parties, but as the exercise requires, only one will win. And finally, Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC has won. So, in the next coming 2 weeks, contest will go to the state levels where governorship and state houses of assembly elections will take place. It will going to be another keen contest at the state levels. From the National Collation Center for the 2023 presidential election, Abuja, Mie Ogede, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated the winner of the 2023 presidential election, the candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Reacting to the results just announced, President Buhari described Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the best person for the job and pledged to work with him and his team to hand over of power. President Buhari said the election was Africa's largest democratic exercise in a region that has undergone backsliding and military coups in recent years. This election, he says, demonstrates democracy's continued relevance and capability to deliver for the people it serves. Within Nigeria, the results reveal democracy's ripening in our country. Some of the people may have noticed that the winning candidate did not carry his own home state. That happens during a competitive election. Votes and those that cast them cannot be taken for granted. Each must be earned. Competition is good for our democracy. There is no doubt that the people's decision has been rendered in the results we look at today, the president added. He also observed that the exercise was not without fault. For instance, there were technical problems with electronic transmission of the results. Hence, there will be areas that need work to bring further transparency and credibility to the voting procedure. Meanwhile, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, has congratulated President-elect Ahmed Tinubu and the Vice President-elect, Kashim Shettima, on their election victory. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President of the Senate on Media and Publicity, Ola Awoniyi, Senator Lawan said the victory affirmed the trust of the Nigerian people in APC and its candidates. He noted that the outcome of the election is a seal of approval by the Nigerian people of the performance of the government of the APC in the last 8 years. He commended President Muhammadu Buhari for the sustenance and providing a level playing field for all the parties. Senator Lawan assured the president-elect of the support of the National Assembly as he reminded all newly elected persons of the enormous expectations ahead of them. Still on legislative matters, complimentary messages to the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu have continued to reverberate across the country. Senate in its part has assured the president-elect of the support of the 10th National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports.
The mood in the Senate was that of mixed feelings. An increased number of senators in attendance compared to that of Tuesday. Those who won re-election and those who lost. But national assignment must go on. Plenary commenced with President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan congratulating the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The winner of the presidential election of 2023, Senator Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was declared winner by INEC. Pray that this country would see more and better development and progress. And we also pray that the Senate, the 10th Senate, will provide the kind of support that the President-elect would need for the betterment of our country.
2 bills were passed for second reading. The Federal College of Education, Technical Iwo, Osun State Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Adelere Oriolonwo, and the Federal Orthopedic Center Hitu Boma Imo State Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Frank Ibezim.
To develop and offer academic, technical, and professional programs leading to the award of certificates, first degree, postgraduate, research, diploma, and higher education.
The institution has actually been put in place by Executive VHAT, but just as is expected, it's necessary to have necessary backing.
To also offer a new approach to healthcare that focuses on compassionate, personalized attention for every patient and the very best specialists and advanced treatments in the orthopedic fields.
Senate has confirmed the nomination of Mahmouda Issa for appointment as Resident Electoral Commissioner to represent Kebbi State in the Independent National Electoral Commission. Senate adjourned plenary to Thursday, the 2nd of March 2023. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
The 2023 Presidential and National Assembly elections in Northern Cross River State has been adjourned to be peaceful without hitches, and so the people are now looking forward to good governance and better representation for the needed socio-economic development in the country. Ode Alenyo, who captured the reactions of the people, now reports.
Electorate in the Northern Senatorial District of Cross River State has commended INEC for the successful conduct of the presidential and National Assembly elections in the area. Some of the electorates bared their minds in reaction to the peaceful conduct of the elections.
What I expect from them is that they should bring the dividends of democracy to the people, make the government so close to the people that can get all those basic amenities.
It shows that people are thinking. People will now know, even the people who were elected, will now know that people elected them. If they did not do well, people will just reject them.
Others express confidence on the elected leaders, believing that they have the capacity for effective representation.
People trusted them, the masses, and trust their vote on them, and that's the reason why they won the election. And I will applaud them to do their best to make sure that they serve the masses.
He has shown capacity, and we know that going forward, he's going to do much more than he has already done for the people. And the people of Cross River North will be the happier persons for it.
They, however, called on INEC to improve on the use of the Beavers machine in subsequent elections. From Ogoja Northern Senatorial District of Cross River State, Ode Alenyo, NTA News.
You are still watching Parliamentary News. We'll take a break and we'll return after this time out. Please stay tuned.
NTA Parliament is a dedicated 24-hour channel that broadcasts the activities of the Nigerian Senate, Federal House of Representatives, and all the 36 state houses of assembly. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Welcome back. Speaker, House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila has urged Nigerians to avoid utterances that may trigger actions detrimental to the country's democratic gains achieved in the last 2 decades. He made the appeal at the first sitting of the House after the 2023 presidential and National Assembly elections. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
Attendance at the Green Chamber was unusually low. Reason being that many are in their constituencies awaiting outcome of last Saturday's elections. The address of the Speaker captured the mood of the moment.
We will defeat the cynicism of those waiting to see their worst predictions for our country become real. Nigeria will be at peace because we will work through the law and due process to resolve differences, settle disputes, and ensure the peaceful transition of power.
The Speaker appealed to political, religious and other opinion leaders across the nation to work together to ensure due process in resolving differences. The House of Representatives, in its efforts at building institutional memory, will commence compiling transition notes at committee levels to ensure continuity for the 10th Assembly.
It will allow us to better understand where we succeeded and where we didn't as a guide for the future.
Plenary featured the consolidation of 2 bills to amend the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Act. One of the bills seeks the conferment of responsibility on the agency to grant and revoke licenses for the cultivation of cannabis plants for medicinal purposes, among other issues. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
In the next 3 months, a new national legislature will be inaugurated as the 10th National Assembly. Nigerians who elected this cream of legislators are therefore setting agenda in line with their constitutional roles as lawmakers. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu takes it off from here.
Parliament is an arm of governance with the constitutional role of representing the interests of the constituents in lawmaking. The administrative process of this key legislative responsibility is what some Nigerians say may either lead to success or failure of the 10th National Assembly.
I believe with all these new elected now from different parties, I believe there will be a change. I believe that there must be a change.
The agenda I think they should focus more on is making sure that they scrutinize whatever the president brings before the National Assembly, and that it shouldn't be looked as if because it is our own, we are the majority in the National Assembly, so whatever the president comes, they should not checkmate him, they should just approve it.
We appreciate President Buhari by giving us commission, National Commission for Persons with Disability, and we are expecting them to do more so that we'll be able to stand ourselves and do something for ourselves and help ourselves and help the country.
If they can do that, I think Nigeria will be better for tomorrow and reconcile all the ethnic groups.
Ensuring proper legislative mandate according to the people could only be achieved by making sure that the executive takes those interests into account, especially in the provision of the constituency projects.
It's very important for anybody constructing road, either as constituency project or major road construction, to
always consult FRSC, especially this Safety Engineering Department, so that we can be able to tell them from a professional angle.
If the members of the National Assembly insist and they believe that they need to have constituency project, let first and foremost have a legal framework. That's why they are legislators. Let them legislate it. Let them have a legal framework for it. Then we will now see the accountability, mechanism in it. Then we can be able to observe and monitor how spendings, how projects are implemented, and whether it is also meeting the right target, whether it is also done in the interest of the community or the constituents that we have.
There is also call on the incoming National Assembly members to pay more than casual attention on the early stage of policy development.
There should be government of checks and balances, as it is obtainable from government. In those days that we used to do government in secondary schools, where the executive are separate from the legislature, and the legislature are separate from the judiciary.
These incoming legislators are going to come with a lot of public expectation, and that means they need to really double effort and ensure that they do meet the expectation of Nigerians in terms of even their conduct, because many Nigerians are not happy to see that the flamboyant way in which members display wealth provoke so many Nigerians who are also working very hard.
The general public expectations is that the incoming 10th National Assembly will be fair and non-discriminatory by complying with equalities and human rights laws. In Abuja, Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
Joining me in the studio this evening to discuss on some of the issues arising from the 23 general elections is Dr. Brentford Onwubuya, former presidential candidate in 2019 and now Director General, New Dream for Grassroots Development, NDGD. Sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I have this question for you. The first phase of the 2023 general election has come and gone. What is your assessment of the exercise so far?
Well, I want to first of all congratulate the winners of this election. Those who won as senators, Federal House of Reps. I also congratulate the President-elect, Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Also congratulate INEC. INEC have done their best, though there are a lot of reactions of irregularities in the election. But you know that in the world, there's no election that's 100% each free. We keep on improving our democratic process. So for me, I give kudos to INEC and also to all Nigerians who came out en masse to elect their leaders. Now, for this election of 2023, for me, I see that the turnout was massive. Nigerians came out en masse to show their desire to elect the leaders. And the process was peaceful, though there are issues of some little violence here and there, but which is normal with election in Africa. So I believe that our democratic process is improving. We keep on working on it, and it will improve. That's why the 10th Assembly coming up has a lot of job to do. Okay. Yes. In few months, the lifespan of the 9th National Assembly will come to an end. What will be your assessment of the 9th National Assembly, and in what areas will you want the incoming legislators to concentrate on? Yeah, there's a lot of challenge coming before them. As the 10th Assembly resumes, we as Nigerians, as politicians, as political leaders, as Democrats, we are setting an agenda for them, especially the area of strengthening our electoral process. You know, as I said earlier, that the last election of 25th of February is adjourned to be credible, free and fair, though with challenges, issues of BIBAS malfunctioning, and people complain of disenfranchisement and all that. And these are the challenges of the democratic process. So National Assembly coming on board, they have a task to review the Electoral Act 2020 as amended, to look at the loopholes, look at the challenges of the Electoral Act and see how they can tighten the challenges, look at the acts and make necessary review and corrections. Because as I said earlier, we have to improve our democratic process. We are growing democratically as a nation. So we'll keep on improving until we get it right. So the National Assembly, first of all, will look again the electoral reform, the legal framework of our electoral process. Number two, they have to look at laws. There's a lot of disconnect between the people and the government. There's a lot of mistrust between the people and the government. They have a role to play in looking at laws that will promote national unity, laws that will promote national cohesion and national unity and peaceful existence. Also look at the laws that will also help us to strengthen our national security, and the laws that will also that will promote national prosperity in the area of national development, agricultural sector. We have to look away from the oil and look at the area of agriculture and look at the laws that will promote the pacification of the economy. So these are things they have to look at. And also I believe that they have a challenge of looking at the laws that will bridge the gap between the people and the government. Because the National Assembly, as I said earlier, they are the people, they are one represent the people. They are the people's representative. They represent the masses of Nigerians. The House of Reps, they come from the consistency to Abuja to make law. So they have to look at the area that affect the people, the common people of Nigeria. You see what happened in the last federal election, the policy of the CBN and all that. They have to look at it, the fiscal policy, and they also look at the foreign policy. So these are key areas I feel the National Assembly, 10th Assembly have to look at it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for coming on our news tonight. It's a pleasure having you. That is Dr. Brentford Omubia.
Thank you very much
for coming.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's our news this evening. Thanks for being part of it. I am Rina Obase. Good evening.
NTA Parliament is a dedicated 24-hour channel that broadcasts the activities of the Nigerian Senate, Federal House of Representatives, and all the 36 state houses of assembly. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.